12 years ago, GP racer Julien Lieber dropped off some of the most epic GoPros we have ever seen. He first did so by just putting a little teaser video of him riding a KTM on this home track that he has in Belgium, and then he had this coup de grace one where he actually rode it in the dry because the first video was in the wet, showing off this ridiculous track. Well, a decade later, Steezy93 made this track in MX Bikes for us to play, so we're going to check it out today and see what it's like. Alright, so I tried to mimic Lieber's setup as much as I could here. I'm on a 250F Suzuki that he used in that video that has like 500,000 views. The only difference is it is a Clement de Salle replica, and it looks like it's a 450. I get it, the plates are white on it, but it is actually on the 250 model. So apologies for the mix-up there, but otherwise we got some Rockstar kits, we got some other stuff that makes it look like we're riding as Julien Lieber, and honestly, like this track, it was like the biggest deal ever for a couple months in moto. Everybody was talking about it. It was being posted all over on different Instagram accounts and moto news websites and stuff like that. And then back then I was playing MX Simulator quite a bit. Someone eventually made this track in Sim, but I don't think it was quite to the level of what Steezy93 has done here. And the cool part about this is that he put this on the MXB mods page. It's not a paid track. It's not on MXB shop. So honestly, like, this is just a really unique track to pick up and try because it's got a little bit of nostalgia and history to it, but also like everybody, I think, over the course of history that's ridden a dirt bike wants to have a track in their own backyard, wants to be able to build something cool like this. And I think that's probably why the Lieber video got so much attention around it, because it's just the most random thing ever that he has this epic track on the hillside at his home in Belgium that he just can shred on whenever he wants to. And it's like, it's not even as if it's a track that he can really utilize to train for GPs or anything like that. It's just so kind of like your total home track. You just think of an idea and you want to build something into a hillside type of track, and it's awesome. Like it flows so well. It's totally got that like little single track vibe about it, where there's only really kind of like one rut in every corner and really one way to get through the track. Now, he did kind of purposely make like a couple different options in each section, so I'm going to try to take a couple of those options, although I'm not going to promise to be very good at them. But more or less, like, this is not supposed to me at least, be a training track. It's more just like a track that he probably used to stay fresh and fit and all that, and then would go train at Lommel and places like that where you're actually probably testing the machine and also testing yourself a little bit more. But again, like, it's just like right out of the drawer of childhood dreams to just have this kind of a track that you can just go ride whenever you want. Like the first video that I was talking about that he uploaded, it was literally just like a rainy day and he wasn't really hitting most of the jumps, but he was still absolutely destroying this track. And then the one where he rides the Suzuki, which is like a year later. So for those of you that like don't know who Julien Lieber is at all, and maybe have never heard of him, because he retired from MXGP 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. He's Belgian, was on the Belgian Motocross of Nations team 4 or 5 times, I think. Like, he was good enough that he was teammates with some of those, guys around that era, Clement de Salle and stuff like that, on that team. And he led the points in MX2 at one point, but he never did win a GP or a moto. He just was really consistent and would often get thirds and fourths. And like I said, he was a factory rider, so he would get on the podium a decent little bit and have good rides, but he never won a GP, if I remember correctly. And probably one of those things that, like, he was better than the results really show, because he was always in the mix. But then you look back at the results and you go, but he doesn't really look like it. He was also hurt kind of a lot, it seemed like, too. He'd just have big crashes and stuff like that. I'd hope not because of riding this ridiculous track at his home, but he was hurt a lot. And rode for factory Suzuki, rode for what was kind of the factory Yamaha team at one point. It wasn't like it is now, where it's like a whole global Yamaha effort type of thing. But I can't remember if that was... I don't think that was Kemiya that he rode for, but it was one of those teams in 2015, and then graduated from MX2 in 2018, I believe. Rode for Factory Cowie for a year or two, and then ended his GP career on, I think, Jackie Martin's Honda team. So kind of jumped around a lot of teams and stuff like that, but was uber talented. Honestly, kind of has a little bit of that reputation of like one of the smoothest riders, like one of the maybe most naturally gifted riders that didn't really show for it kind of thing. Had a lot of great technique on the bike and showed a lot of, I don't know, impressive skills. He also had maybe one of the gnarliest crashes I've ever seen where he didn't get hurt when in, I think it was Indonesia or maybe Thailand in 2014, I think it was. He went off of, like they were jumping from one tabletop onto another tabletop. He went off of it and either the bike locked up or he got a kicker. He just completely let go of the bike. It hit the ground so hard, I think it like destroyed the bike, bent the frame and all that stuff like that. But he just kind of landed on top of the jump, rolled off the side, and didn't finish the moto, but also didn't really get hurt either. So one of those things that was crazy to watch when it happened. But anyway, back to this track that Steezy93 has made. Remarkable job. Like if you watch the GoPro video that Lieber put out, this was 11 years ago that he put the one out on the Suzuki. The track matches up so well. You know, there's like a couple things that I could critique, but I don't even want to because it's so fun. It flows so well. It just has all the elements that, like when I downloaded this track, I knew exactly what the track was supposed to look like because I remember these videos like the back of my hand. Like these were super, super popular videos for a long time. So I knew exactly what it was supposed to look like. And then, you know, when I started playing it, I was like, damn, he nailed this. Like this is amazing how well he kind of put everything together, you know, like the leaves on the ground, the tree tunnels kind of around the track. You know, like if you critique anything about the environment, it's really that just like kind of the surrounding area is a little bit wrong, because there's a lot more shrubbery and it's like literally kind of built into a forest almost. But other than that, man, like everything about this track is pretty darn spot on. And what's cool about it too is that some people in MX bikes tend to build tracks that are like really, unless you're very, very good at the game, you can't do anything on a 250. Like you have to ride a 450 to get certain jumps. Well, Julien Lieber never posted a video on this track riding a 450. He posted some like clips on Instagram and stuff like that, but all of his GoPros were him on a 250. So I immediately jumped on a 250, like assuming, okay, well that's going to be the bike that's got to work, right? And it does. Like at 100%, you have to certainly hit your marks at a couple of these locations to be able to get some of these jumps, but otherwise, like you perfectly downside a lot of these jumps. It sounds like you're in the rev limiter in the right spots for a lot of these as well. Yeah, just overall, like he, as I said, kind of nailed it. Like there's a lot of things that he could have messed up about building this, but it seems like he took the time to really focus in on hitting all the aesthetics of it, as well as all the, you know, the lines and what the flows should be like of the facility and stuff like that. I haven't quite jumped down to this inside and done the inside line here. Can you still get this jump if you do the inside? I didn't really hit it that clean. I'm not going to whip this time. Oh yeah, you can still get it. Cool. Nice. I should probably stop whipping that jump. I just keep crashing every time I do. But yeah, like I said, Steezy, remarkable job. Like kudos all the way. It has like 4.7 stars on the MXB mods. But to me, like this is 5 stars all the way for kind of nailing exactly what this track should be like. Again, maybe they're knocking, the people that didn't vote 5 stars are knocking a little bit of points off just for the surrounding area not being exactly what it should look like. But I don't know how you can critique this track because I think he just nailed exactly what this track was supposed to feel like, what it's supposed to flow like. You get on a Suzuki 250 and it feels like you're Julien Lieber in 2000, and this would have been 2013 that he would have been doing that GoPro video. So yeah, really, really, really well done, like I said, and massive kudos to him for putting in the work to get it done. I'm going to try to change up lines right here. I haven't really used this ulterior line very much, but it's like you just jump down through there, and then I think you're supposed to go over this table in transition, then jump up to that. I didn't really get it that clean. Not the smoothest rider in this game, as you can probably tell, but still able to get around this track. And I think like even sort of beginner players in this game could still most likely do just about everything on this track and not have a problem. I wanted to check out a couple things real quick because the surrounding area that Steezy built on this facility, I highly doubt any of this stuff is here, but he built like all these massive like ramp hits. You can see like even like made little trails up to each of them, and it seems like they're supposed to go to either land way over here. Yeah, it looks like this one's supposed to land like over here, almost like a little miniature track, I guess. But he has like all of these things strewn about throughout the track, and maybe these jumps are more 450 centric. Didn't quite get that line through the corner very clean, but still very, very big jump. And he has a lot of these throughout the facility, like I said. So kind of cool. Like, it reminds me a little bit of what MXGP TV has been doing by just adding some of this stuff on. I don't even know if this is a jump. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. This seems like a little jump right here, though. Just jump through here. Carry speed all the way down to here. And this big guy, where is this going to take us? Oh, all the way down the hill? Am I going to downside that? Oh, just short. Almost cleared it first try, though, jumping all the way over the track. But he has, aesthetically around the track, though, he has, you know, kind of the roads that appear to be in the videos that Lieber uploaded, because the most popular one, he kind of like rides through the trees down onto the track, and then you don't really see any of this area over here. Obviously, there's not this big of jumps on the actual Lieber house in real life, but I think the roads are pretty accurate based on what I've seen. And then I believe as well, Steezy said that this is a 3D scan track as well. I don't know if he was able to like go to Julian's house, or maybe he used like Google Earth or something like that. Look at this. This is a fun little section right here. I'm not going to get this jump at all, but we're going to land real short. Anyway, great job. Really, really kind of cool trip down memory lane a little bit. Like I said, this track, this Lieber video as well, maybe the most popular thing on the internet, motocross related, for like a couple months, and it took off. It was viral on YouTube, all the 9 yards and stuff like that. And he's only uploaded 3 videos to his YouTube channel in his entire 11-12 year history on YouTube, and it was 3 videos of him riding this track. Highly recommend checking them out. I'll include a link to that in the description, as well as all the stuff that I'm wearing and the track itself. But yeah, this is Julien Lieber's track in MX Bikes by Steezy93. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Happy to answer them. But thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.